G'day Darkrealmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again once more, and today we're going to be looking at Annabelle Creation. Hey, if this is your first trip to the Diaries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you want a little bit of help in choosing the best books and movies from the world of horror and thriller, some Hollywood trivia and the like, then hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you'll always be on top. Okay, Darkrealmers, well, Annabelle Creation. If you're not into dolls and you find dolls a little bit creepy, you might not enjoy this film. Is it any good? Well, I'm going to let you know because we're going to get started right now. Yeah! Well, Darkrealmers, James Wan is the man behind, or one of the men behind, the Conjuring series, and we first got introduced to Annabelle as a sort of prequel, a sort of mini story in the first Conjuring story. And of course, Hollywood, when it knows, or it thinks it knows it's onto a good thing, never lets anything get in its way. And so Annabelle got its own franchise, and this is the second one in the series, and as the name implies, it's all about Annabelle and her creation, the doll's creation. And we start off with Aussie actor Anthony LaPaglia, and he's in his doll workroom, or I suppose it's a factory. It's the movie's set in around 1930s, 40s, that sort of era, and he's in his barn, which is where he works. And there's a very creepy shot of, well, to me it was creepy, of dolls' parts all hanging on hooks, and there's something just a little bit unnerving with that. And he's finalising the finishing touches on the doll Annabelle, and he's modelled the doll Annabelle after the likeness of his daughter, and he stamps on the box Annabelle, one of, a series. It's all packed away neatly. And then he gets a note, find me. Now, if you're familiar with Annabelle, you'll know that the doll stroke demon that plagues all the characters in those films always has a little note that says find me, so that it can find a new human to inhabit. And that's a nice little touch, but it's actually his daughter, and it's a game they play where a sort of hide and seek, and he goes into the lounge room and he finds her, and mother's there and they're playing. Then we cut to a scene where they're just coming outside of church, and a man comes up to Anthony LaPaglia and says, "Don't forget my doll orders." No problem. And the next scene is where their truck breaks down, and Anthony LaPaglia is busy trying to change a tyre. A wheel nut rolls onto the road, and their daughter is killed by a hit-and-run driver. That's the setup. The story then moves 12 years into the future, where Anthony LaPaglia has opened up his home to a group of orphan girls. And one of the girls, June, turns out to be, well, she will be the main character, the one that Annabelle focuses on. Now, before I give you any more, I'll set everything up for you with the trailer. So take a look at this, Darkrealmers.
It was quiet for all these years. After Samuel and I lost our daughter, we prayed to see our girl again. The contact started small, but then she wanted permission to move into the doll. We soon realized it wasn't our daughter, so we locked it away. We thought helping the girls could be our penance.
This is our new orphanage.
Wow,
It's as big as a castle.
but we ended up giving it just what it wanted.
You need help?
I can manage it. Sister, you always say that even though we can't see God, we can feel His presence. In this house, I feel a different kind of presence. An evil one. It's coming after me. Because I'm the weakest. Will you help me? What do you need?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Janice found this doll.
What doll?
The one in the white dress.
She mustn't go near that doll.
She can walk.
Forgive me, sister, for what I'm about to say.
Oh, please, it's not real. It's not real.
This doll, it's hurting Janice. I'm getting rid of it.
Well, Darkrealmers, from that clip you can see there are plenty of scares in Annabelle Creation, but the only problem is lots of them are those false jump scares, okay? And I have a problem with that because it isn't like Hollywood is unaware of how audiences feel about that false jump scare, because there's been lots of reviews and lots of bloggers writing about how it's very annoying, it detracts from the real horror and so forth. And my thought is that it's a bit like getting a flu shot, that you're inoculated so that when you do get the actual scare, you're protected a little bit, because you've basically been force-fed a lot of false scares and red herrings and so forth. Now there's one scene in the movie where June's friend, the little crippled girl, her best friend, takes the Annabelle doll and throws it down the well. Now she's standing there looking in the well, and the scene seems to go on, that shot seems to go on so long that you're sitting there thinking, why are you standing there looking? You know, something yucky's going to come out of that, you can bet your bottom dollar. And it needed to be cut a lot quicker, a lot sooner, Darkrealmers, because by the time it actually happened, I knew it was going to happen and I'd moved on. I also had a problem with some of the characters, Darkrealmers. Now, Anthony LaPaglia is brilliant in this, because even though he doesn't have a lot to say, his presence is very unnerving. Just the fact he walks past the girl's bedroom and just looks, and there's something creepy about him. Also, his wife, we never get to see, she's in a bed and she's got a half mask on, so there's this touch of mystery about her. But one of the characters I found very weak was the nun who's looking after the girls. Now, with all this creepiness going on, I just found it amazing that, you know, a woman of the cloth wouldn't take a few more steps or be a bit more proactive in protecting the girls. Instead, she gives June a nice little pep talk about you must have faith and, you know, God will protect you and all this sort of thing, before she finally starts believing things will be happening. And, you know, to me it's like, why hasn't she called in the priest, you know, her priest, the overseer, to sort of at least, you know, put them at ease with a sermon or you know, bless them, whatever. And to me, she just seemed more there for the girl's physical well-being, but she just wasn't proactive enough for me as a character, Darkrealmers. Now, there's a nice ending to this where the movie actually, and the movie comes full circle right back to the first Annabelle story. Now, I can definitely say this is a movie that's worthwhile watching. It's got some great scenes in it. The house, the atmosphere is all really well done. But one of the problems for me, Darkrealmers, was that we've seen all these types of scares before. We've seen the creeping opening of the closet. We've seen, you know, something hidden underneath a sheet. It's all been done so much that we're a little bit, as I said, to get back to the flu shot and not analogy, we're all a bit sort of over it. And I think for a movie that's potentially, you know, meant to be a long-running franchise, they need to up it a little bit, okay? That's not to say there aren't some scares there, and there aren't some good moments there. Now, the good news, you can find Annabelle right there on Netflix and watch it totally free. And if you don't have Netflix, you can also see Annabelle Creation on DVD and Blu-ray, okay? Now, it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. They were just a few of the little things I picked up, not just as a movie viewer, but also who's someone who studied media and sort of looks at things a little bit more critically. Okay, Darkrealmers. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my review of Annabelle Creation. Now, if you've seen the movie yourself, let me know in the comments below. Has it made you, you know, look forward to any more in the franchise? Now, if you haven't seen the movie, let me know if you're intending to, and what parts of it you're sort of looking forward to, or maybe the parts that you're going to be having your eyes closed for, okay? Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and as I always say, now if you're going to be playing with scary, creepy porcelain dolls, make sure you do it in the light, okay? Alright, Darkrealmers, bye